Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crying Suns, specifically the Advanced Tactics update, which is the most recent update, obviously. This is really cool, FTL-like, and yeah, this first episode is going to be a lot of the tutorial and a lot of background lore. It's not going to be very action-heavy. So, if that isn't what you're interested in, feel free to skip to the next one. This might not be for everyone, but I think the lore is really cool. And it's worth listening to, if nothing else. I don't know. At any rate, if you choose to watch this one, please enjoy. Basically, what this is a cloning facility. This guy is an admiral, and this one is Caliban, who is the warden of this facility. I don't understand. You have died, Admiral. Or to put it another way, the true version of you has died. You are his clone, identical to the original Ellis Idaho in every possible way, with some minor differences. When did Admiral Idaho die? How? Unfortunately, I do not know the details of my clones' lives, as interesting as they must be. Extraneous to my directives, I believe. Which leads me to why I've awoken you. You must be curious, after all. I need your help. A machine asking for my help. Now I truly feel strange. Not just a machine, Admiral. An Omni. Short for Omni-Mechanical Neo-N Intelligence. Emperor Oberon invented us. Now your kind relies on us for just about everything. I'll come right out with it. I believe the Empire is in danger. In danger? What in the name of Oberon are you talking about? Once every 4 years, under the most secretive of protocols, I receive a single transmission from Elysium, our capital. Those transmissions stopped arriving. So you'd send a transmission yourself? I don't see the problem. That's just it. I can't. This facility was built in such a way to prevent it from initializing contact with the Empire, to help keep it a secret. Something is wrong. I am certain of it. And I have awoken you so that we can fly out of here, in an Omega-class battleship no less, and see for ourselves. We? I believe you'll find my intelligence indispensable for our mission, Admiral. I don't have your kind's limitations. If you're so smart, what do you need me for? Why don't you command the battleship? Because of Oberon's Rubicon, it prohibits Omnis from commanding battleships. War is a human prerogative. Also, since I can assume the clones here are the best of the best, that would make you the best Imperial Admiral to ever exist. I'd say you're perfect for the job. I'll do it, machine. For Oberon and the Empire. It's my duty as an Imperial Admiral. Excellent. Now, just one more thing. Standard operating procedure requires I ask, can you recall any of your emotional memories? Emotional memories? Any memory linked to a strong emotion, like love or hate. These memories, because of their complex neural pathways, will be a bit trickier for you to access, I'm afraid. I'm not sure. Then if you would do me the honor of trying to recall one, any emotional memory will do. I can't. So much is blurred, broken apart. Don't worry, Admiral. Perfectly normal for this stage. You'll find rational memories, on the other hand, those linked to Idaho's training and combat experience, almost immediately accessible. Just ask if you need a refresher. Lastly, and this is important, if these emotional memories return, rather, when they return, you must tell me immediately. It's important for your safety. Yes, your safety. Do you understand? I understand. Perfect. Now, let's wake up the rest of the crew, shall we? We don't have a moment to waste. And please, Admiral. What is it now, machine? Call me Caliban.
Okay, alright, we're just going to this, I guess. Alright, well, looks like I have as much as I can. Oh my god, some stuff. Okay, I assume that I could really miss this spaceship. Yeah, okay, so that's what it is. Right, so. Oh, that's really useful. So this person, I mean, it's interesting. Wait, I like it. So I think that seems good. You're the persuasion justice. But for another, it seems good.
Okay. Echoes. These are the sectors of the Outer Rim, Admiral. The farthest sectors from the capital that there are. If there was ever a wasteland in the Empire, this would be it. Strange. I'm not picking up other Omnis. Even out here, I should be picking up dozens of them. Let's try not to overreact, machine. It's probably nothing. The Empire has run flawlessly for how many years now? 700. And it will do so for hundreds more. Now come on, let's take a look around. Alright, so I would assume, looks like I can't talk to anyone. So, alright, this seems like a safe assumption, but I'm going here. What do we have here, Lieutenant? It appears to be some kind of cube-like refinery, sir. It's a Neo-N hypercube, Omnitech for the simultaneous harvesting and refining of neutrinium from nearby stars. Interesting, if not downright bizarre. This cube isn't connected to the FoldNet. How could that be? And why aren't there hypercube Omnis trying to reconnect it as I speak? Certain things are still blurry to me, machine. What do you want to know, Admiral? Yeah, what's Neo-N? Tell me about Neo-N. Hundreds of years ago, pre-Omni times, the first advanced machines discovered the existence of the final element, neutrinium, which exists usually, but not always, in stars. Neutrinium is extremely volatile in its natural state, but these advanced machines stabilized and improved upon it, providing the most powerful and longest-lasting energy source yet, Neo-Neutrinium, or Neo-N. Neo-N, in turn, allowed these first machines to create an even more advanced machine, the Omni, an acronym for Omni, Mechanical Neo-N Intelligence. But I thought you told me Oberon invented the Omnis. I did, you're absolutely right. But, technically, it's not entirely true. Oberon invented the first advanced machines, which, in turn, thanks in part to their creation of Neo-N, invented the Omnis. Neo-N, in its refined state, is the perfect energy source, stable and almost boundless in its energy yield. As a result, it's used in just about all Omnitech, as humans stopped inventing tech hundreds of years ago. Lastly, what's important about Neo-N is that our very own battleship, the NS Odysseus, uses it, and without it, we can't go anywhere. What do you want to know, Admiral? What's this FoldNet? Tell me more about the FoldNet. As you probably recall by now, Admiral, the Omnis have invented and managed Imperial tech more or less since the dawn of the Empire. The FoldNet, arguably our greatest achievement, forms the backbone of the Empire. Think of it as a global galactic network, allowing instant data and/or matter transmissions through its numerous interconnected folders and beacons. And without the constant vigilance and management of Foldtech Omnis, none of it would be possible, and humanity would live in a fragmented, chaotic darkness. Needless to say, it's important. What do you want to know, Admiral? Well, more stuff, so... folders? Folders? Let me see if I can explain this to you in a way that you could possibly understand. In the early days of the Empire, at a speed of 100 times that of light speed, the Interstice offered the fastest space travel available. It was fast, don't get me wrong, but traveling from cluster to cluster could still take decades. To assist at Empire administration, and, just because we could. The Omnis invented a means to travel from 2 points in space instantaneously. The folders. Yes. Each folder, several kilometers across, is linked or paired with another folder through a process of... This is going to be really difficult to explain to a non-quantum computing entity. Essentially, all you need to know is that these paired folders collapse or fold space for a very brief amount of time, so as to join 2 points in space previously unjoined. Without the folders, Oberon could never have grown his empire, nor kept it together for the 700 years that he has. Each folder is run by an Omni. These Omnis are cleverly known as folder Omnis. Without them, the folders simply cannot work. Lastly, in order to reach Elysium, the Empire's capital on our journey, we will have to use several folders. But why can't we just teleport to Elysium directly? We are deep in the Outer Rim. The few folders paired with Elysium will be found only in very important hubs. We'll need to reach those first. The beacons? What can you tell me about FoldNet beacons? The beacons, which we'll most likely encounter on our journey, function as repeaters, amplifying all FoldNet data transmission throughout the clusters. Beacons allow all Empire citizens, even if they live out here on the Outer Rim, and are, for all intents and purposes, socially and culturally irrelevant, to receive and send information in the galaxy instantly. Oberon believes that everyone has the right to instantaneous information and materials in his sectors. Quite debatable, if you ask me. What about this? The Interstice? The Interstice is another Omni-invented tech, one of the first great inventions, and one developed long before the folders. With their interstitial tech, the Omnis created an empty space dimension between the ones you know, what we call a tunnel, where the universal light speed behaves, let's say, differently. In an interstitial tunnel, it's possible to reach up to 100 times the speed of light, a speed that allowed your kind to colonize their nearest stars. However, interstitial travel still has its limitations. For example, at this speed, it would take you 750 years to travel from one end of the Empire to the other, a period of time greater than the age of the Empire itself, hence the need for folders. However, the interstice is sufficient when traveling intra-cluster and within that cluster's sectors. Okay. That's enough for now, machine. Well, guess we're sending a small cube. Captain Lynch, form a small squadron, fly around the cube and tell me what you see. On it, sir. Sir, the Omni was right. The cube isn't connected to the FoldNet, and by the looks of it, hasn't been connected in years. Just a guess here, but I'd say it looks like it's been disconnected for maybe 10, 15 years? 10 or 15 years? At least, sir. Could the Empire have, I don't know, disconnected it on purpose? I don't think so, Admiral. I'm not a cube Omni myself, but cubes are complex tech, needing constant supervision. Disconnecting it would make that all but impossible. And the Neo-N levels? They're empty, sir. There's no Neo-N here whatsoever. Look like whoever came before us took all of it. We won't be feeling The reserves might be empty, but there could still be some residual Neo-N coursing through the cube. I should be able to unlock this final restraint so that we can scavenge the leftovers. It won't be much, but it will help our efforts. There, we should be able to scavenge Neo-N fuel here now, but that'll be the last of it in this cube. Okay, all suns have a Neo-N cube where you have a chance to scavenge some precious leftover fuel. Alright. Well, then scavenge. Right, so it gets up to 3. Okay, so it's gambling. Gotcha. Alright, so I am here. The Neo-N is gone. I can go out. Oh, so that costs more fuel. Okay. Sir, battleship. 12 o'clock. What kind of a battleship, Lieutenant? Couldn't say, sir. I've never seen a ship like this in all my service. Incoming transmission! An Imperial battleship made from Telos Tech. My mouth is watering. This is Admiral Idaho of the Imperial Fleet. Stand down, Captain. This is an Imperial sector you find yourself in. Imperial sector? That's funny, Imp. Oh. Here we go. If only I knew how this worked. Well. Can deploy your officers during fights. Some officers have special abilities which can boost specific systems. All officers can also repair critical effects sustained in any systems. There are 3 systems. Be careful where you deploy your officers. Okay. Squadrons are essential to protect your battleship and destroy the enemy. To deploy your squadrons, click on the plus sign. The second dock will be locked. Okay. Use your weapons to gain a decisive advantage on the battlefield. Weapons can be deployed by clicking the plus sign on an empty dock. Okay. Your Neurocom also accelerates your thoughts to a point where time appears totally still. Right, okay. So which of these do I actually want to use, though? Guess I'll do that. And then, I mean, I only have the one weapon, so... Oh, I have to decide where it goes? There, how about? Okay. Okay, so what's all this then, eh? Okay. Interesting. So they do extra damage versus frigates, which these are. So maybe I should not get close to them. Alright, well we're doing this, I guess. Looks like theirs are pretty badly damaged, at least. Aha. Yeah, I see what they mean about that. Undeploys it. Yeah, okay. Get you back out of there. Ready to fire. Alright. Can I choose... Okay, I can choose the enemy's squadrons. Then how about I send out fighters? Oh wait, these do bonus damage versus drones. Okay. So maybe not then. Oh. Well, I guess... Okay, right, so I can choose. Massive damage bonus versus fighters. Oh, so it's rock, paper, scissors. I understand now. Okay. Then can I have you go attack their weapons? I can, apparently. Okay. I'm not sure that they have any weapons, but... Oh, well, yeah, definitely, shoot this one also at their squadrons, I guess. Sure. Oh, wow, okay. Good job, Admiral. Here's a summary of the battle. 61 scrap. And then it goes boom. What was that thing? I don't know, Lieutenant, and I'm not sure I want to either. Well, well, well. Well, 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 well. And I guess I might as well keep going. I don't see anything else that I can do. Star map? Okay, so what happens here is just that we find this abandoned Imperial station. It's empty. It's not very interesting, to be honest with you, so I decided to just skip it. The only thing that's interesting is that there's a shut-off Omni inside, which cannot be turned back on, for some reason. We don't know why yet. Anyway, just thought I'd mention it. Well, continue on, I guess. Okay, machine, I'll admit it, something is wrong, at least in the Outer Rim. I don't want to further worry you, but our battleship's heuristics are detecting an anomaly at our next destination. Well, I don't have a choice. Looks like we're going there. Gaming. Woo! What do we got? That doesn't look friendly. It's one of them creatures again, sir. Maybe this one will be friendly? Nice ship you got there. I'm gonna enjoy scrapping it over your dead bodies. I don't know, man. You're going down. Whatever you are. You kind of look like Snake, so, you know. Battle is imminent. Alrighty, here we go. So, right. Each squadron type is best suited to fight against a particular squadron, providing it with a massive damage bonus if properly matched. Alright, so they've got fighters, so I should send out a frigate. Alright, go get them, boys. And brilliant. Alright, go blow up their squadrons, I guess. Go hit their hull, I guess. I don't know, man. Oh, interesting. Damage. Oh, okay, yeah. Fighter. We got fighters. Nice. And their ship went boom. Though we had yet another brush with death, at least our scanner detected the anomaly this time. Tell me more about these anomalies, machine. Anomalies are destinations with a higher than normal probability of being very negative or very positive. Unfortunately, we don't know what kind of outcome to expect until we arrive at the source's signal. You could say investigating anomaly signals is a bit of a gamble. Good to know. Come on, there's gotta be someone around here who can tell us what's going on. Interesting. Main mission. The anomaly. Very good. Alright. Well, I don't see that I have anything else that I can do at this point, so onwards, I guess. There would appear to be a small colony on this planet, Admiral. Maybe we can finally get some answers. I'm also detecting a ground signal, roughly 1,000 kilometers from the colony. Could be worth investigating with an expedition. Hello? Is anyone there? This is Admiral Ellis Idaho of the Imperial Fleet. I am Tiggan Boney, leader of my small colony. What can we do for you, Admiral? If it's scrap you're looking for, I'm sorry, but we have none to spare. Scrap? We're here to find out what's going on in these sectors. I don't understand. We've yet to encounter a single active Omni, and 2 enemy battleships have engaged us. Is this some sort of sick joke, Admiral? The Omni's shut down. Impossible. The Omni shut down in our sectors, and when they did, so did all their tech. It can't run without them. How? When? I have no idea how it happened. I'm not sure even Oberon does. It's truly the great mystery of our time. As for the when, 20 years ago. We relied on them for everything. Food, medicine, weather. It's hard to give accurate numbers, but maybe 75% of the population here died in the first 5 years alone. Now, who knows how many of us are left? 10%? Less? Can I help? What can the NS Odysseus do to help? Defeating the Scrappers would be a nice start. Things would be a whole lot better with those scum out of the way. The Scrappers? Don't tell me you don't know about them either. It's like you've been living this entire time on an uninhabited planet at the edge of the Outer Rim. About that. The Scrappers are a group of hideous irradiated scavengers who collect leftover Omni tech into Neo-N. When the Omni shut down, causing the fold net to collapse in our sectors, they were the ones that took over in the chaos. They're not the only rotten apples around here with your pirates and your occasional crazy civilian, but they're definitely the worst. They defeated the Imperial ships? How? Tell us tech is second to none. Imperial captains are trained at the Academy. True, but the Scrapper battleships wore them down. Picked off one here, another there. It was a war of attrition. Plus, the Empire couldn't send reinforcements. Not with her folder down, you see. I hate to say it, but I think it's just a matter of time before they make slaves of us all. But even if you eat them, even if you beat Mother, it won't change anything. The way we're going, 10, 15 years from now, with all the hardships we're experiencing will be gone, all of us, unless... Unless what? You somehow reactivate the Omnis. Turn them back on again. The ones that haven't been scavenged for their parts, that is. That's the only way to save us. Is there something else you want to know, Admiral? But how can we do that? You're asking the wrong guy, I'm afraid. As I said, no one knows who or what shut them down. You'll have to solve that mystery on your own. And once you do, you'll still have to find a way to turn them back on, which might be another thing altogether. But where should we start? I hate to say it, but Mother is probably your best bet. I mean, she benefited the most from shutting down in this sector, didn't she? And again, there are a lot of theories out there about who or what is responsible for this. Is there something else you want to know, Admiral? Mother? Mother? You really don't want to know, Admiral. For some reason, that's what they call her. Here, leader, mother, mom, mommy. It's all very upsetting. From what I gather, she was the one who started the Scrappers, fostering a punk, nihilistic scavenging philosophy among their sordid ranks. And who makes up her ranks? Former Imperial prisoners, I think. The worst of the worst. When the Omni shut down, the prisoners escaped from their Omni-run prisons and psychiatric stations. Mother loves her tech, especially House Telos tech like the battleship you have there. And she and the Boyles who work for her will kill you for it and enjoyed doing it too. She's been terrorizing these sectors for years now, enslaving men and women to bolster her numbers and make them into her playthings and baby makers. As she calls them. I'm not sure I want to know about this, but... okay. Playthings and baby makers? You don't want to know who they are. But since you asked, the playthings are Mother's sex slaves, and the baby makers are, you know, what she uses to make babies. Make babies? Scrappers often die young from their exposure to Neo-N, as they should. Thank Oberon for that. Mother uses her baby makers to keep the Scrapper numbers growing. She supposedly has breeding stations spread throughout these sectors. Frankly, I can't imagine a worse place. We'll do everything we can to stop these monsters, you have my word. Is there something else you want to know about these Scrapper scum? Clearly, he doesn't know, but I'll ask anyway, for the sake of completeness. Did she do it? Is Mother the reason the Omni shut down in these sectors? Like I said before, Admiral, I couldn't say, but if she didn't do it, I'd wager some serious scrap she knows who did. But I don't recommend asking her, Admiral. I don't recommend getting anywhere near her for that matter. Frankly, Mother terrifies me. Tell me more about the Scrappers who work for Mother and control these sectors. Each sector is controlled by one of Mother's crony. You'll recognize them by their freakish mutations brought on by their exposure to too much Neo-N. But I sincerely hope you don't see them, because if you do, well, usually you don't live to tell about it. It's not the bravest thing to do, but I'll say it again. Hide. Make yourself inconspicuous, Admiral. And if you're lucky, you'll live another 10 or 15 years. I don't need to know any more about this. I don't blame you, it's not exactly for the faint of heart. Something else you want to know, Admiral? Scrap? You mentioned something... You mentioned something called scrap. Can you tell me more about this? Well, now that the Omnis have been inactive for so long, Imperial Soul, the former currency, no longer holds value of any sort. The only thing that does is scrap. Remnants of Omnitech, its metals, ship materials, and Neo-N are energy source. As Omnitech becomes scarcer and scarcer, which it has over the last 20 years, its value has appreciated, causing people to ask in increasingly desperate and violent ways to get it. That's why Scrappers want to destroy your ship so much, so they can collect its broken down parts and sell them, just so that they can prolong their miserable lives. But it's not just the Scrappers and the pirates who desire the stuff, it's just that most of us common folk aren't willing to kill for it, at least not yet. Something else you wanted to know? Theories regarding the shutdown of the Omnis. What theories have you heard about the shutdown? I've heard a few, Admiral. Even in times of starvation, people like to gossip. Probably the most popular around here is the Omnivirus theory, which is that somehow the Omnis got some kind of machine virus that quickly spread and ultimately shut them down. But that theory doesn't hold water for me. Well, why not? Doesn't explain how or why they all shut down at the same time, which, you know, they seemingly did around here. One moment they were working, doing what they've always done, making our lives easier, and the next they weren't. I don't know of any virus that can do that, do you? What other theories have you heard? Well, after that, you've got your less credible theories, such as? Well, you've got your Omni mass suicide theory that states that the Omnis, upset over their role in the Empire, somehow found a way to shut themselves down, to kill themselves because they no longer wanted to live. Then you've got your Omni Rapture theory, which is that the Omnis left this realm to go to a heavenly realm. This theory's popular among certain fringe religious groups. Whack jobs, if you ask me. And last but not least, you've got your alien shutdown theory, which is that hostile aliens from another galaxy, or is it another dimension? Whatever. Shut down all our Omnis so that they could easily conquer us. The big problem with that theory is that, as far as I know, the hostile aliens never showed up. And what do you think? Me? I think we never should have become so dependent on the things in the first place. That's what I think. Seems fair. Alright. I promise, in the name of Oberon, we'll take care of these scrappers and get your Omnis up and running again. You say that, Admiral, but you'll fail or you'll stop trying, sooner or later. Or worse yet, you'll die. But take this Neo-N, Admiral. We have plenty at the moment. I have a feeling you'll need it. And like I said, I know it's not the bravest thing to do, but it's best if you hide. You live longer that way. Okay. End of transmission, sir. Do you believe what he said, Admiral? Unfortunately, yes. Explains everything we've seen so far. The Omni shut down on the Outer Rim, and so did their tech, including this cluster's folder. That's why those scrappers now run things here. So, what do we do now, sir? First thing we need to do is find this Mother. As Mother said, if she didn't shut the Omnis down, chances are she knows who or what did. If you want to move on, Admiral, open the star map below by clicking on it and choose our next system. Otherwise, you might want to stay and check out this ground signal I was telling you about. Could be a good opportunity to gather some resources and put your commandos to use. Now that you've learned the basics, your second dock has been unlocked. Remember to make good use of it. While commanding your squadrons, numerical point advantage is often a turning point. Checks out. Right. Okay, so I get another officer if I do that. Ooh, yikes, they get locked? Yeesh. Alright. Fuel scavenging efficiency seems like a good choice, but I don't have another weapon. I don't need another one of those. Additional hull structures? Interesting. Durable hull. So that's more health, right? Heat capacitor. Uh-huh. Interesting. Alright. Distress signal. One retreat during... Ooh. Interesting. And then I have 12 commandos, I see. Very good. Alright. I think, honestly, I'll get that, yeah. These two, this one in particular seems very good. I probably should have just upgraded that twice, to be honest. Alright, can I... Ah, prepare mission. Alright. Scan the planet. Alright, what do we got? Artifacts. Wow. Then we got a retreat. This is the number of commandos sent on the expedition. Minimum requirement for commandos is 3. The maximum number of commandos will be sent, up to 10 if you have enough of them. The more you send, the better your chances for success. Select an officer. 96 and 100, and I'll lose... Well, I mean, that seems like an obvious choice. Lieutenant, Caliban's detected an artifact on this planet that could be helpful to our mission. We have a good idea of where it is, but you'll need you and a team of commandos on the ground to find and extract it. We'll have visuals, but space-to-ground communication will be minimal. We can't risk giving away the location of our battleship, or exposing you to potential local threats. Only contact us when it's secure to do so, and I'll decide if an emergency retreat is necessary. course, any additional resources you encounter should be extracted too. This is a dangerous mission, and some of our commandos could die in the field. Do your best to keep them safe. Now get going. The shuttle's waiting for you and the commandos. Good luck down there. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Perhaps like that? I don't know. He watch. Danger. Ooh, no piloting though. Ooh. No, Bob! 42 scrap. Alright. Persuaded. Noise. Defense turret wreckage. Here we are. Plasma nuke! Okay. Is there anything else to get down here? I'm, willing to take a gamble. Go one more time. Alright. Yo. Alright. This has got crazy stuff. Extraction point. Oh, nice. Okay. So I can retreat or I can extract at the end. Alright. Lost one guy. Shame. But we got a plasma nuke and also 3 fuel, which seems very valuable indeed. The star map button opens the current sector star map, where you can choose your next destination system. Oh gee, I wonder what the game wants me to do. Couldn't tell you. Yeah, I mean, that just seems good. What does this do? Oh, I see, so it just blows up all kind of smaller ships. Gotcha, okay. I'll keep that one for now. Then I'll run about drones and fighters, drones and frigates to start out with. Yeah. Melee damage 3. Oh, so they do have a... Okay, they do have a damage stat then. Right, okay, so fighters are the weakest, but they have the most damage. Drones are really fast, but they do low damage. Well, they do the same amount of damage as a frigate, actually. Interesting. Alright, we'll send out the drones and frigates for now. Alright, let's go on our... Whoa! And that's it for a first look at... I mean, this is essentially the tutorial section of... Let me just double check that I'm getting the name right here. Crying Suns. It's really cool. Like, it's... If you've ever played Faster Than Light, you'll know exactly the sort of style that this game has. You run forwards through a sector, trying to outrun the alert, in this case the game calls it, and get to the boss. You fight the boss, hopefully you win. You keep going, and of course it has a lot of really well thought out kind of, you know, events and such, which is really great. This game does so much right. The combat system, that is one complaint that I did have about Faster Than Light, was the combat system. It was good, don't get me wrong, but it didn't feel great. This game, on the other hand, feels fantastic. The squadrons, in particular, are such a great addition, because they're your main damage dealers, but they're also so fragile. They're just fantastic. The weapon systems being more of a support option as well is just great. This game does so much right, and I'm really excited to be playing more of it. I've recorded a bunch more footage, and that'll be getting released pretty soon after this video, I imagine. So, yeah, I'm going to call this like episode 0, the tutorial, or something like that. And then we'll get into the actual run next time. Obviously, there was a lot of lore and tutorializing in this one, so I'll put in a warning at the front of the video that, hey, you know, if the lore and stuff isn't for you, probably just skip this video. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little look at the tutorial and a lot of the lore of the universe. Yeah, see y'all next time. Peace.